What if I told you that the book inside your head could actually be sitting on a bookstore shelf? That people could be reading your words, your story, your ideas, and you don't even have to be a writer to make that happen. And joining me today is someone truly inspiring, the wonderful Miss Ranjana Kamo. Welcome to We Connect.
Thank you, Dr. Manora Singh. It's great to be here on this wonderful platform today.
Thank you. So many people have ideas in their minds or random notes saved on their phones, or they already have written somewhere in their notebook, but they never actually start writing. What is the very first practical step someone should take to finally begin writing a book?
You very rightly mentioned, that people want to write a book, but they keep struggling. They have these ideas.
Yeah.
Because I meet so many people who say that they want to write a book, publish a book. So I feel, that there is hesitation on many levels. Some people are waiting to probably write the perfect story, or they're waiting for the right time to start writing.
Yeah.
Or they feel that maybe they'll be judged for their thoughts, maybe they'll be judged for what they've written, or for their ideas and for their storyline. Some people are thinking that, probably their story is not good enough.
Yeah.
They're waiting to make it perfect.
Yes.
But,
That's
the best part about writing is we don't have to make it perfect. When we start writing, we just start writing. I mean, just give it a go. Just write the first sentence, because the right time is now.
Yeah.
The perfect time is now, and the perfect story will develop on its own, but we have to give it a start. So I think that is the first thing. Just pick up your pen or pick up your laptop, start writing, start typing. Even if you type one sentence, just start. It will
It's
develop.
all about consistency.
It's all about consistency, the patience that we have, and give it some time, and it will happen.
Okay, that's actually really good to know. So, but many people wonder, is my idea even big enough for a full book? How can someone know if their idea has the potential to become something meaningful?
I think if we look at, as a reader, does the story have a message? Do you have a story where you have more than two characters? You can build on their storyline. Do you have something which will flow into a sequence of events? Do you have a beginning and end?
Okay.
And can you fit this into, say, 200 or 250 pages? Because a book would have at least that many pages.
So that's the minimum requirement you are saying?
I would say, because when a reader is spending some money, they would want to have something to read.
Yeah.
So the reader is definitely looking at minimum 200 to 250 pages.
We are talking about beginners, right? And you are saying just start writing, whatever inspiration coming to you, you should start writing anywhere, like on your laptop or in your diary or notebook. But should people just start writing while inspiration is flowing, or should they first create a proper outline and structure, as you said?
I mean, it would obviously be really nice if somebody had an outline, but since it's going to be a beginner, I would suggest that don't go for the outline, because if you do, you might get frustrated. Best to just start writing, so that, maybe you can do the outline later. Okay. Write some 10-15 pages, and then when you get the hang of it, then you can probably start thinking about giving it a structure. But initially, if you do it, you'll leave it. You'll just give up.
It's not necessary like the idea or the outline or structure. That is totally different thing, right? Putting the structure, because you are just pouring your ideas on the paper.
Right. Because initially I think that's really required. Just keep putting it. Because I'll just, give an example of, if you've seen your grandmothers or old aunts, even your mother sometimes, making those crochet blankets, which they make with those squares. First, they make the squares with multicolored threads. They will make these nice patterns. They'll keep making these squares.
Yeah.
And I think they call them tikkis or tikkiyas. They'll keep making these with the crochet or maybe with wool. And they have the pattern in their mind. I mean, they've not obviously drawn anywhere. But they'll keep making these, and it'll be in a random order. It's not that, this will come first, this will come second. So, but they know the idea, it's at the back of their mind, and they'll make the squares. Once all of them are ready, then they stitch them together to make a blanket or a throw.
It's really a good example, actually.
And while you're doing all this, what is the message you're giving? Sometimes the message is very clear, sometimes it's very subtle.
And that's the difference between good book and bad book, right?
Right. So how you want to portray, how you want to give out that message, he needs a lot of patience and consistency.
Yes.
So a lot of discipline goes into it.
I think that's why a lot of people start writing and they're lost in their process because they don't know what to do.
You feel lost after some time. Plus, it's like a very, I would say sometimes it becomes very lonely because you're just sitting all by yourself and writing. And if somebody is very social, they would not like to do that. They'll find it difficult.
Yeah, very difficult. Because they have other things to do.
Everybody has a story, but I mean, I'm sure the world wants to hear your story. So
it can be a person who wants to tell the story. If people like it or not, I don't know about that. That's why we need a structure, right? The proper structure, proper idea. That's a tricky part. So now here comes to messy part. Turning random thoughts into actual chapters. So what's the easiest way to organize chaos into a proper book structure?
That is a difficult one because sometimes, as a writer, you may end up writing the last chapter first. You could be starting with that. Or you could be starting from the middle of the story. Like those squares like I spoke about.
Okay.
That's what happens, Though it's very difficult to go in that that smooth flow that I'll start from the first chapter and I'll continue in the sequence that I want to write. Sometimes it doesn't happen like that because you're just driving down.
Yeah.
And you suddenly think of some idea. Oh, maybe I can have this scene in my book. And it falls somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
So you may go and write down because you don't want to lose whatever your thoughts. So you just want to put it down on paper or your laptop, somewhere you want to put it down.
Yeah.
And so you immediately go home, you write it, or you dictate on your phone. I mean, that's one way to do it. Especially the thoughts, sometimes you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you have a wonderful thought and you feel, that could be really nice in a book. But by the time you wake up, you don't remember it exactly. You remember 90%. And it's lost. That 10% beauty is lost.
Yes, sometimes, what? This is so true, right?
Because the 100% story is always in the mind. By the time you are writing it down, I think you lose a couple of percent.
That's so true.
And then if you get distracted, you lose another 10%.
So that means we have to keep our notebook ready.
Yes,
right?
Scribble something.
You just keep writing. And that's the best way to write the book, by putting your ideas into your notepad, right? You said you can write the end part first, middle part first, or, you don't have to start from the beginning.
You can always write in reverse.
Yeah.
It's a way to do it. I mean, you should know what you're doing. You should know the beginning, you should know the end, the flow of events, major events that are going to happen, the turning points in your story. What is the character? What are your characters? Do they have a backstory? What is their background? And when you stitch everything together, it should look pretty. It should look like a pretty fabric. With a good design, and it should be able to convey a message, some kind of a message, because that's what the reader is looking for.
Yes, they want to connect with
They want to connect, and they should be able to relate to your story. Even if it is it's a fantasy, even if it has somebody, people flying around, it should make sense. It should, keep the reader engaged. Okay. Then so people should know that this book exists. I think that is.
That comes again.
That comes later, once you've published your book.
Yeah, it's all okay. We will come on that point too.
True.
So, what is the best way to give it a structure?
To give a book a structure, I think we need to know how we are going to begin the story, how we are going to end it.
Yes.
That is one thing.
And then, that's what you said, you can start
anywhere. You can start from the end. You could start from the middle. You could start from the first. You could make those squares like we spoke about in the blanket and stitch them together. So what are the characters like? Do you have more than 2 characters? You should have more than 2 characters. What are their backstories? What is their background? Have you developed them properly? Have you developed them carefully? Can somebody relate to these characters? What will be the main, the story flow, what is going to be the story like, what are the sequence of events that are going to happen, what will be the turning points in the story, because that's really important, and what are you going to convey to the reader. And when we stitch all these stories or our chapters or paragraphs together, it should be in a sequence. There should not be any repetition. Repetition should be very less. And the characters should look true to their form. Their personality should be so developed that we can see them as a character, as some people, somebody living next door to us. So we can relate to them.
Okay, that is such a practical tip. But some people spend months planning and never actually begin writing. So, how detailed should an outline really be before someone starts chapter one?
I think if you feel that you're going to spend a lot of time in designing, let's just start writing. Just write a couple of chapters and then work on your outline. I would suggest that, because if you start doing it in the beginning, you may be so lost in making that outline that you may give up writing. So, especially for a beginner, I think it is important that you can develop it as you start writing.
Okay.
Like we say, we'll just wing it. So let's wing it initially and then see how it comes up,
Yeah. Okay.
So have your characters, at least know what your characters are going to do. What is the sequence of events? What are the main turning points? What is the message that you're giving? I think if these are in place, you'll be able to manage with the rest.
Okay. So writing a whole book can still feel huge and intimidating though, right? Because there's a lot of work.
Yes.
And so how can beginners break this massive goal into smaller steps that actually feel achievable?
Right. Because, if you think about those 250 pages, you are going to get intimidated, because one page means anything from 250 to 300 words. And we are going to, for a novel, at least say 45,000 to 60,000 words. When you think about that, it's like, doing those 10,000 steps in a day.
Wow.
So let's not think about that. Let's think about the first paragraph that you're going to write, or probably the first sentence. At least write the first sentence.
Okay.
Start adding to it, and write every day.
Okay.
Because that, being consistent, being patient. So at least write a page. If you're not one page, at least start with writing half a page every day.
Okay.
Then you improve upon that. Start writing one page, then 2 pages a day. I mean, ideally, you should write at least 10 pages a day to finish your book in time. Otherwise, you will take years to write the book.
I know.
And by then, sometimes your story may become irrelevant. You never know, because it depends on the story you're writing.
Yeah, you simply forget, right? Those ideas can change.
Can change, or probably the world order can change in such a way that your story may not be relevant to the reader anymore.
Yeah.
So it's good to publish in time.
Yeah, time. Just, I think, decides a certain time period. Like I have to finish the book.
Finish the book in like 6 months. So how many pages am I writing? How many pages should I write in a day? And
so I feel like consistency really is everything.
We have to be consistent because nothing happens actually without consistency.
Yeah.
And the focus. We need to be focused. Okay, I need to devote this 1 hour to my writing every day.
Okay.
Unless that happens, obviously you won't be able to write.
Yeah. So what writing habits or routines help beginners stay disciplined and actually finish their books?
One is, like we spoke about, being consistent. And you have to be patient, because you may write something and next day you may feel, no, this is not what I wanted to write. I will have to redo. So be prepared to redo and keep your focus. Stay focused, stay away from distractions, because there will be so many distractions. And when you're writing, I think best is to keep your devices away from you. Otherwise you'll start scrolling and you'll stop writing. You'll just give it up. So I think we should not be distracted.
Yeah.
That is a big thing.
Okay. I think you gave really good tips. I really like it. How do people overcome perfectionism, writer's block, and self-doubt while writing their first draft?
This is a big thing. The writer's block can be there, and at any given point of time while you're writing. I don't know what the other writers do, but what I do is I give myself a day off from writing if I feel that, I'm not getting any new ideas. But generally, it doesn't really happen with me. I mean, I can talk about myself because I don't know what the other authors are doing. But for me, generally, the writer's block doesn't come during the book, it comes in between the books.
Okay.
So that's what I do. I give myself either a day off or maybe a week off before I do something else. And my writer's block is not because I'm running out of ideas. I'll just give you the example that why it happens with me that, I sometimes feel that so lost because if I publish a book, I've been working on it. It's like a creative project. It's like a baby. Now that baby is born, or maybe it's a baby who's grown and whom I've just married off when I published. So it's like the dolly has gone from the home and everything is so empty. That I was working on something and now it's complete.
Okay.
Now I'm left like an empty nester. That feeling comes for a few days, but then once you're writing something else or you start doing something else, then it goes away. Okay. But if you're writing a book and you feel, okay, I'm not getting any new ideas, how do I, move the book from this chapter to the next? Okay. Then I think you can probably start reading something. Maybe read.
Just take a break.
Take a break.
And do something else.
Take a break. And reading is very important. I don't know if I mentioned it, but if you want to be a good writer, you have to be a good reader first. Read a lot.
That's really, yeah, of course. That's so true. Yeah.
You must read.
Yeah. Manuscript is finally completed. So huge celebration moment. What happens next in the publishing process?
Okay, this is big because it's just
writing part was pretty easy.
Because we feel that writing is so difficult.
I know.
But once you've written, then you realize, oh my God, this is just the beginning.
Just the beginning.
Just the beginning. Because then you have to go through several rounds of editing, not just one. Several rounds of editing. Editing, then proofreading, then if you're then you have to find the publisher.
Yeah.
Finding a publisher who's ready to publish your book, which is very difficult. That is why we have so many self-published books, because
Kindle Amazon.
To find a publisher who is ready to pick up your book and publish is not easy. So if we are assuming your book, finally, some publisher agreed. So what they're going to do is they'll have their own editors who will edit your book once again. They will do the proofreading. Then they will do all the formatting, the fonts and how the margins are. Then the book covers, the front cover, the back cover. So you have to be ready with your preface. You have to be ready with acknowledgements, page, your biography. And the author's picture, and all these things need to be ready, and a little blurb also, which can go at the back of the book and which can go in social media. So
what is that ISBN number?
ISBN number is like a, what do we call it? Like a unique number for your book.
So you also have to get that, right?
If the publisher is doing it, they will get it.
Okay, they will get it.
They will get it. And if you're doing it self-publishing, Amazon will give it to you.
So you will automatically get it. You don't have to acquire that.
Yes. So it's a number which is like a unique to your book.
Yeah.
An identification.
It's like a ID code. Barcode. Like a barcode.
It's a barcode.
Yeah,
so it'll probably have the information about your book, about the writer.
So publishing is another big process.
Big process. Very big process. So writing is, then you feel that writing was very easy.
Very easy.
What you had been thinking was
that
difficult.
was under your control, right?
Yes.
Now for publishing, you have to find the publisher, good
now
publisher,
you have to find the publisher.
Proofreader.
The publisher will
editor,
do it.
Huh?
Yes, they will do it. They will have their own team who will do everything for you.
Okay.
Then somebody's doing it, but after editing, they'll give it to you. You will have to okay it.
Okay.
Because sometimes, I don't want to say this, but in editing also, the publishers also can make mistakes. Your editing can have issues.
So in that case, what will you do?
Then you say, okay, no, I think it should be like this. So politely tell them, they'll agree.
Okay.
Because, or they can come up with a reason why they're doing it. So then you can both come to an agreement as to, yeah, this makes sense because, they've been publishing books.
Yeah, that's true.
And more than you, and they would know.
Yeah.
And in case of a self-published book, I think we have to do everything then: editing, proofreading, formatting, book covers, everything has to be done by us.
Okay. So publishing the book is one thing, but getting people to actually notice it is another challenge.
Yes, then you will feel publishing was very easy.
Yeah.
Marketing is the main thing.
Yeah. So what are the most important steps for marketing and building an author brand? And finally, what would you say to someone still holding back their story because of fear?
Don't hold back, because you never know. Your story could become a bestseller. So I don't think we should hold back on our stories. We should just write.
Okay. So what are the important steps for marketing and building an author brand?
Yes, you
That's
have
another
to. That
challenge,
is
right?
the biggest challenge, because a very good book could go unnoticed.
Yeah, that's true.
If we don't market
it.
Yes.
Or build a brand.
So to keep marketing our book, use social media platform. I think now at least the social media is there.
Yeah.
To do that, we could ask some influential people to read our book and review it, because sometimes that lends credibility to our work. So that is one thing that can be done. Some people really spend a lot on marketing. So I think it all depends on how much you're willing to spend.
Yeah.
Or do you have such a big followers base to whom you can market your book.
So Ms. Ranjana, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Manorama Singh. It was a pleasure being here, and we had a wonderful conversation.
Yeah, sure. And I hope to see you more.
Same here. Yes, definitely.